Hi everybody, welcome to our 6th Facebook Live. Thank you so much for sending in your questions, you guys. It's so wonderful, the nice, sweet things that you guys say. I sure hope you guys had a great Turkey Day. I mean, I stuffed myself. Did you, Jim?
Yeah, absolutely. Good time with family.
So we're going to take an hour tonight because we feel bad that we're not getting to all these questions. So we'll be pulling some from here that Jay has, and then we'll probably hear the fax machine going because the other questions will be coming in. So hang in there. We'll get to you. Okay.
And I do my best to read them when they come up live, and just keep sending the question in. We love the emojis, and we're going to start with some questions and enjoy the answers. Kimberly Hernandez. Hi, Chris. I was wondering if you can tell me if my siblings and I will be selling my mom's house soon. She passed away close to 2 years ago, and she didn't leave a will, so it's in probate court. I'm living in the home with my young children. My oldest sister, who is the administrator to my mom's estate, isn't very forthcoming with updates and information as to the progress or any actions taken at any given time. So I just want to know, do you see anything in the near future?
I think you still have a residence till about May, so you should look for something around that frame of time. I find it hard to believe, as caring as loving as you are, that you're going to be able to get along with this sister, because I think before this is all over, it's just going to get a little bit more hectic. So certainly our prayers are with you. Hang in there. Keep a positive attitude. Get through this. Your mom made it home to heaven, dear, so that's a wonderful thing.
Tara Lewis, what should I do career-wise?
Career-wise, you should go into either life coaching or you should do some form of therapy. One of the two. You like the change, you like to be in control, you like to have your own kind of business per se, and this will keep you constantly going. You put into a cubicle looking at that computer screen, that's going to really drive you bonkers. You got to be out going and doing all the time. So I'd go that direction.
Alrighty. Cisco Amenta, will I find love in this lifetime?
Yeah, you will. But it will take you about almost 2 years. I do believe that this will be more of what we call a kindred soul, so there's past life connection. That just simply means, you know, in life you meet people for the first time, you instantly bond and you connect, just like sometimes you meet people you can't stand them. Of course, we all know it could go either way. I've had that a couple times, or a few more a couple times. Bottom line here, takes about 22 months. I believe you'll be out with friends. I believe that you're doing some type of a birthday party that you don't even know who the birthday is for. But you're there, or you're probably not driving, so you want to get going home. But needless to say, this is where you'll meet, and you won't need to call this office or ask another question because you know when it's right. Just like we know when something smells good or smells bad. It's our senses, we call it. So you'll do great with this.
All right, let's pull up another question. Tara says, thank you very much for answering the question.
Welcome.
Chantel De Shivici, I'm sorry about mispronouncing the name. What job is the right one?
Career-wise, I would go into some type of county or some type of estate work position for you. Somewhat like assistant of like a director of things would be good. I think you might need just a small bit of schooling. I know you're going to go ooh, ick, but do it. It'll make it faster for you. People like you. You got a lot to say. You got that dry sense of humor like my mother does, God rest her. So I think you'll do marvelous with this. Please, you got to work on your confidence and your self-esteem. You're smart.
Terry Turner, how is my son's future?
I would say after getting past the next year or so, quite good. So just hang in there for the ride, but I think he's smart. I think you guys are pretty much two peas in a pod. I don't think he's going to be doing anything that he's not going to tell you about first, so realistically, what could be that bad? So I think we're okay.
Tina Joe, should me and my family move away next summer?
Well, I know you're going to move. I wouldn't say moving away. I would say you're going to change residence in the same general geographical region of area. So I don't think you'd move more than maybe 20 or so minutes from where you're at now. And it's a good thing because if you move real far, you just move right back. So that saves that for you. I think this next year with the finances that start to kind of break loose a little bit more for you, that'll break the monotony. You're just so agitated. You just want to do something. Sometimes when you're in a holding pattern, it could drive any of us crazy, but you're pretty much through it now. So just hang in there.
Alrighty. Maxine Haywood. Hi, Chris. Love what you do.
Thank you.
I do have a question for you. It seems like instead of going forward with finances, seems like they are going backwards. Will things start to get better and get back on track?
Yeah, but sometimes when you live a certain way, it's hard to kind of buckle the notches on the belt and learn all the different ways that you can save or you can stretch your money, so to speak. So you have to do a little bit more diligently with that. Also, when you're out and you're going in places, pay for yourself. And the others who you're with also go Dutch and they pay for themselves. If you just do this, this is going to help you dramatically, because whether you realize or not, you're always the first one to grab the check. Okay, so we do that in about the middle of the year, because more money will be coming in, a lot less will be going out. You'll be doing just fine. So I don't think there's any bankruptcy or anything like that on the horizon, so you're perfectly okay. Don't, I know you're going to worry, but don't. You're fine.
I'll pull up another live question coming up here.
I can't even see it, so good you can.
Okay, Barbie Hodkinson. Will I have grandchildren?
Yes, you will. Yes, and healthy grandchildren. Can't turn 50 and get glasses all in the same year. I just can't take it.
Alrighty, Tricia Nosek. Hi, Chris. Will I have a baby next year?
If we're talking about 2017, yeah, more towards the latter part of the year. And the last trimester, I believe you're just going to have to just do exactly what the doctors say. I don't think it'll be bedridden, but I think it'll be just really getting a bathroom, something to eat, and that. As long as you play by the rules, everything will be fine. We'll keep in our purse too, but congratulations.
And then Debbie Lemke asked the question. I'll answer. Yes, Debbie, this is live. It's a little bit after 5:30 on Thursday, December the 8th. Liz E. Cano. I miss my family. Will I be with my family very soon?
Yeah, I do believe that you will.
Dalla Ashley. Is my child I lost 2.5 years ago with my family, and was it a boy or a girl? Or my father, was it a boy or a girl?
I believe it was a boy entity, but I do believe that certainly when you get back over there, they're going to be right there. Remember, timing here in comparison to heaven time is really a great deal of difference. I mean, if we take 90 years of this lifetime and say, what would that be equivalent in time in heaven? That would be about 48 hours, a bunch of time for a weekend. So if someone charts in to be our spirit guide, they're only giving up a weekend of time. So realistically, they can't worry, stress about us all that much. So please, this world that we're in is a tough, difficult place. There's no doubt about it. But I think it's just smart to be positive. And hey, while we're all here, let's see what we can't do to help one another and to start at our homes and make things better. Goodness gracious, we're all the same. We're all God's children.
Jessica Clement wants to know what her spirit guide or guides' names are.
Well, your primary guide would be by the name of Louise, but I also believe that there is another one there, I believe by the name of Catherine, but that's just a guide, so I don't think that one's going to stay in the picture for that much longer, but that's not the big deal. I had 5 at one time. I have 1 now. Of course, Charlie works on overtime, so.
Alrighty, Tamara Coffey. I'm in love with a man who just this week left me because of something stupid I did months ago. I don't want anyone else. Will we reconcile? He doesn't want to talk to me, but says that he still has feelings for me.
Well, I mean, gosh, this is going to be really difficult because you're very mature, and any of us, including myself, can be immature in certain ways, but I just believe he's not necessarily a game player, but he just finds all these finicky problems all the time. And that means you could be having a marvelous day and he picks something that happened X amount a year ago, 2 years ago, whatever, and you're fighting about it. So you have this constant roller coaster of emotions and you just don't know where you stand because he just goes and doesn't say anything to anybody. So if you want these type of tantrums and this type of behavior, because I don't think it's ever going to quit, then I think you can nurse this alone. But I think you really got to ask yourself, do you want something like this to continue the way that it is throughout your lifetime? Because to me, it's just a great deal of emotional energy all the time. And you just don't know what he's going to wake up and think. And whatever he thinks, you're going to be in whatever problem that is. I mean, that would be a long goodbye, so to speak. But you are very tenacious. You love him. You got your time invested. So your option line is pretty much romance. That's why I'm saying it can go either way here. If this was me, I don't think I would do it. It just looks like it's too much work. But if you want to put the time and effort in, you can keep it going. But you understand, this is as best as it's going to get.
Tarina Corral. Hi, I'm watching you live. I would like to know if our business will continue or should we throw in the towel?
Well, I would try to get out of the business because I don't think it's going to do all that well. I think it's a good business. I think it was bad timing with the everything that's going on in this global economy. I don't want this to be all down and blue for you because I do believe you'll start another business, you guys. but this will take place in about 18 or so months. And I think it's kind of a runoff to what you're doing, but it will be successful pretty much from day one. It will work. So hang in there. You're going to be successful. You're going to make a good living. You just can't do it with this. You just can't. This is just not going to work. I'd get out of it as soon as you can.
Kim Stewart, will I remarry in the next couple of years?
Not in 2, no, but in about 3.5 you will. I believe absolutely you're 100% the marrying type, and you're more of a die-in-the-wool, meaning that you really want to be in that heart-beating, really love, caring kind of relationship. And also the gentleman has to be successful and has to be good-looking, so your bar is set quite high, which is okay, because if you get close to what you like, your odds of staying with him are better. No, I'm kidding, you'll stay with him. So I think it'll be a good relationship, but you gotta kind of catch the eye contact, and you gotta kind of listen to what they have to say. You're so apt to get up there, talk. You're going to learn more by listening, and I think this individual coming in is very sensitive, kind of like you, and I believe very outgoing in a lot of ways like you. So you guys hit it off great.
Well, another live question here.
You can see it.
Eddie Bumbacco. Is the one lady I met the next one?
No, I don't believe so. The one after this will be the right one, and the one after this would be probably about end of February-ish, first week of March.
Leslie Graff, will I be able to find a job?
Yes, actually you could get work right now as long as you're not looking for a job that you can make a career out of for your lifetime. If you're talking about that kind of line of work, then we have to be patient till about June or so. But as far as for work goes, you could have work probably before the end of this next week if you just get out.
Barbie Bender. Hi, Chris. Merry Christmas. Is my husband going to find a job or get approved for disability? He hasn't worked in over a year, and he's been job hunting, but after his stroke, he really seems to be struggling. Thank you.
Well, I know that stroke that he had was a doozy, and I think being that he's as strong and stubborn in a good sense is what keeps him here, and the strong love that he has for you too. I think that he really wants to work, but I mean no disrespect, but I don't think he's really trying all that hard, because I think his confidence and his self-esteem is really down, and I think he feels that this is noticeable and that's really bothering the dickens out of him. So he should get into some type of counseling or group stuff where people could talk this and that, because I think he's doing marvelous. I think he's going to continue to do better. I think he's a survivor and a fighter. And I think that he will find work if he really honestly puts it forth to do so, because at this point in time, 90% he wants the disability to come in. So I think he's way too smart for that. He's got way too much to offer.
Cheryl Munger, will I finally get into a house?
Yeah, but I think it's going to take to about summertime, so that won't be so bad. And I believe that you won't have to come with a whole lot of money down. So it's a smaller place, but the location is great. I think you'll love it. It's wonderful.
Christina Orwig, will I get married, and who is my spirit guide?
Married, yes, time down the road. That will be about 3.5 years. Spirit guide, that would be, I believe, Annie is her name. Now keep in mind, just for names of spirit guides, just so we understand how this works, my mother had a guide by the name of Aina. She didn't like the name Aina, so she changed it to Francine. It's just a lot easier for us to make the connection to them. This may not be the best example, but if you went to, let's say, a pound or a rescue place to get a dog, and let's say the dog's name was Ted, and you brought the dog home, and it ran all around the house, bulldozing everything over, you might decide to name the dog Dozer. Do you think the dog really wanted to be named Ted or Dozer? I don't think it really bothers the dog. So my bottom line of trying to say this to you, they're not really plugged into their names.
Candace Sullivan Cubby, I'm in the midst of a breakup. He told me he needed space to get his life together. Will we speak? We still speak in text, but he says he still loves me and misses me, but I'm confused. I need help.
I wouldn't be confused. I'm really sorry, because I know you're all in on this, and I know you hang on to every word that he puts down. But I believe he's just doing that only to keep you in waiting. Sometimes one might like having somebody wait for them if something didn't work out. But even in the situation that he's in right now, if it didn't work out, he's not going to be coming back. I don't think that that's accurate. I don't think that that's really all that forthcoming. So I'm so sorry to say to you, you got to go on with your life and realize that he's saying whatever he's saying, but I don't think it holds water at all. So I would just realize that you want the best for him and you go on with your life, because if you start activating, start getting out, meeting people and going places, you're going to meet somebody and you're going to really be in love, and you're going to say, what in the heck, what the hell was I doing with this? Okay? So you don't know what it's like to have someone do a lot for you and take care of you and all these other kind of things, because you wore a lot of hats in that relationship. So I'm kind of excited for you, because this is going to be an overall wonderful, good outcome for you. But right now, I understand, being that you're in the middle of it, you're going to be sad because this situation is not working. But believe me when I tell you this, that's for the best. Because the one that's coming in, if he was in your life right now, you'd say, I'm willing to go through all of that if it just brought me to my destination now. So, bottom line, it's a happy ending here, but let this guy go because he's not being truthful. He's dangling you.
Talina Sellers, is nursing the right path for me?
Nursing is okay. You would have to go back to school so you could get to the nurse practitioner. That would be a head nurse role, because that's where you're going to be best suited. Otherwise, going all the way into becoming a doctor would be good too as well. So either a nurse practitioner or doctor, that would be good. Just the nurse, that's a great, wonderful job. I think nurses save lives even sometimes more than doctors, my experiences. But I just don't think the nursing is going to be enough for you. I think you're going to want to push forward than that.
Jessica Bolin. Hello, Chris. Please, can you tell me if I'm dating the one? And because of my mental illnesses and medications, do you see babies in our future? Hope all is well. Happy holidays.
Yes, I do believe you'll decide to have children. Yes, I believe that this relationship is going to work. But you just got to keep it calm. You just have to relax yourself. I believe that you're with a good group of doctors. I believe all the medication is out of my jurisdiction. I'm a psychic, I'm not a doctor, but it looks like things are going well to where you have a grip on things now. So we all have something in our life. We got to do it. But I think you're doing very, very good. And it's okay to be happy. So the depression, I know it's going to be like a roller coaster with you. Just deal with it as it comes. And remember, just keep yourself calm and think through it. And once you find the root of whatever that is, it'll get 50% better for you right then and there on the spot. So hang in there, okay?
Adam Starika. Am I on the right path?
Yeah, but being that you're a perfectionist and you've been in a desert period, that just means that we can all hit a slow period of time in our life. It just happens. So we all can't not miss that. That's going to occur. So a lot of times when we're in that desert period, we can automatically think we're not going the right direction because nothing's happening. If nothing's happening, what are we here for? What is life about? Yada, yada, yada. Please, give it some time to enjoy this time that you have. Your life is going to busy up in the next couple of years, and you're not going to have the kind of downtime you have now. So don't use it up worrying, okay?
Alrighty. Abigail Lee. When will my daughter be moving out? Our landlord may be enforcing certain rules, and I really need her help as I am disabled, but they may force her to leave. Does she have a few years to be here, or will she have to move out in a month or so?
Well, this landlord has a personal aggravation with her for some reason. I don't know, because I can't read anybody's mind. But sometimes you get more bees with honey. You might want to try to talk and this and that and the other and listen to the landlord rant and rave for about 30 minutes. If you do that, then that's probably going to buy you a few months until they get irritated. So they have that kind of authority kind of deal where they like to kind of keep you on your pins and needles. If you're just very kind, very sweet, very talkative, I think you could squeeze, with your daughter being there with you, probably about 14 more months out. After that, I just think this landlord is just going to, do what they got to do to throw the power around, unfortunately. So I don't think it will be that bad, because realistically, if you're looking, you'll be able to find a place you can go to, and you'll love it. It'll be nearby, and then your daughter can be with you too if you want it to be. So that's another opportunity for you, okay? It's an option.
Stephanie Wickett. Will I ever find work again? After almost losing my leg, I'm afraid I don't know what to do. Any suggestions? Thank you and God bless.
Well, you get around pretty doggone good, okay? And yeah, I believe that you'll get involved certainly with people, and I believe some type of a lot of different activities. It looks like it'll be outdoors, and as far as that one leg, you get around well. I mean, we all, like I said, we all have something, back problems, knee problems, come on. So as long as you're up and at 'em and you're healthy, which you are, I think you could work and do 2 jobs more than the average person can do, because when you're going, you're going.
Sarah DeJanes, will I be able to buy a house?
You will. You don't have the money to do it right now, as we know, but I think in the next few years you'll be able to make that happen. And I don't think it'll be one of the starter homes. I think you'll jump over that and go kind of like to the second home, so it's a much nicer home. So I think that's really nice.
See if I can pull up another live one here. Raven Leopard Woman, will things get better at my job?
That is going to depend on your frame of mind, because it almost reminds me of grade school, high school, with the games and the this and that and the other. And it just, I don't understand how a company is doing this good when the management is like this. But it just dot your I's, cross your T's, be nice, smile. Don't let anything visually look like it affects you, because if you do, it's like pouring gasoline on a burning flame. So don't give them that reason to just come in with more stuff. Just do your work and go home. And this will take a good 9-10 months, and this will straighten out a lot. But you're going to have your job. You're not going to be fired. Just don't get plugged into, the baloney that's going on, and 9 months will come by faster than it seems.
Christy Canis Lynch, we are due an inheritance settlement. Any ideas when the estate will close?
Gosh, I think it could be as long as another year, unfortunately, but at least it's just that. So, and I think it'll be substantial. So, I can understand you're looking forward to that. I don't blame you. So, good for you.
Sasha Walker, hello, Chris. I'd like to know about my spiritual angels. Who is it? Also, my granddaughter claims to see and talk to people whom have passed. Do you think she has a gift, or is it just something she's doing for attention?
Welcome to my world. No. I believe that she does see, but I believe that the family gets very excited about this. So I think that she does a bit of ad-libbing, and I think that she's seeing it, but then she's storytelling behind it. So when she brings this up to you, just say, oh, that's nice. Don't put much into it. Say, let me know if there's anything else, this and that. Just like my mother did with me. And just let it kind of advance and grow pretty much on its own. Okay? She's a darling girl. The two of you guys have had past lives with each other before. So I think there's always going to be a great bonding connection there.
Lisa Myers, will I be able to move out of state and finally make my dream happen?
Yeah, but we're a little bit soon on this. We're looking at probably the beginning part of 2018. We're not quite into 2017, but real close.
Marianne Hewitt Anderson. Hello, Chris. My mom is battling pancreatic cancer, and some secondary issues have arisen. Is there anything that her doctors should be looking at that will help her? This woman means the world to so many of us.
They need to look at the protein count in the system. They need to look at what's going on with the triglycerides. They need to look at the autoimmune system. It seems to be building back, but it constantly keeps getting knocked down. There's also something going on in her respiratory. So see how she is with allergies, because I don't want any type of fluid on the lungs or walking pneumonia to come into play anytime soon on this. And if you feel any type of anything, you go to the doctor, you get the medication, and it's cleared up right away. I know that this is a very hard fight. Certainly, if you like, you can dial the 408-379-7070, put your mom's name, give it to us. We'll put it on our prayer line. We'll all pray for her and send her energy. And certainly, I do believe in the power of prayer. It's free of charge, of course. So I think she's still got some time, because she's tenacious. Reminds me a lot of my mom.
Shauna Delasardo Kelly, I have a pain on the left side of my pelvic area. Is this pain a serious problem or just old age?
Well, it is a bit of age, because I know rolling out of bed ain't like it was a few years ago.
Yes, sir.
So I think that's part of it, but I think there's something going on that's minuscule in the female organ area region. So I would go in there and get that checked, but I don't think anything is really a red flag here. But go check it out with the doctors. I think that's the right thing to do.
Alrighty. Pull up another live one here in a minute. Francis Major Lewis. Chris, please, anything from my brother Billy.
Well, Billy does not want to come back anymore. I believe this was his last lifetime. So it's also your last lifetime. I believe you wake up pretty constantly, almost around 3, at about 2:50 or 10 to 3. That's because you pick up on energy with him being around. And you'll find hummingbirds around you. That will also be a sign. See, some people get messages, some people get signs. You'll get the signs. But know that he made it home and he's happy.
Alrighty. Shannon Slitter. Hello, Chris. Thank you for this. I wanted to know if the baby pregnant was previously killed in Vietnam, and if so, will she come with any spirit trauma that I should be aware of going forward?
No, I don't see that at all. No spirit trauma at all whatsoever. I think a crystal clear, clean slate.
Susan McMillan. All of my relatives have passed, so I'm selling my house. Can you tell me if it might sell soon?
Yeah, but let's make sure that it's listed with a nationwide realty, because I think someone from out of the area is going to want the home, and the only way they could see this, of course, is by a nationwide realty. So as long as that's put into effect, I don't think you have more than 4 or 5 months from this present point in time. And I do believe you'll get close to the asking price. And I just believe that there'll be a few things that on the list that will need to be repaired or fixed, which will be a small sum of money. So I wouldn't let this worry. I know how emotionally wearing this can be. I remember when I bought my first house, I was trying to sell my other house. Good thing it sold in 4 days, because I about ready to lose my mind with that damn thing. But anyway, this will go well for you. Just hang in there. You're through all the hardship with it already.
Lori Lay, do you think my father-in-law's wife had anything to do with him falling?
No, I don't. But I know that she's not a very nice person. So, I mean, I don't know if any of you guys out there have read any of my mom's books, but if you've read any of my mom's books, you kind of know that my mom's mom was a bit of a monster, so to speak. Not going that far, but okay. So I don't think she would lend a helping hand, but I don't feel that there is any malicious thing here. But I understand that this woman's a bit of a nightmare. I do get it.
May Gilchrist, will things come together for me in the new year? I have been so scattered since my dad died.
Well, God rest him. I know he made it, so that's good. Besides, my mom will take care of him. Yeah, I think it's going to be a great year. I don't think it could be any worse than the year you had. That one and the one before. It's like, gosh, you know, it would be one of those things. If I did a read for you 2 years ago, it'd be, oh my gosh, what am I going to tell this person? She's going to be so upset with all what you can hear. But no, now you have blue skies. Now it's finally, the tide has turned for you. So good hanging in there. Great job.
Carrie Cameron, what direction should I take for a career? I've been going to school and I feel lost. I feel like school isn't for me anymore. Thank you.
Well, school prepares you for life, and I think you're really already prepared for life. But I would go into some type of where you can scout out for jobs, like a headhunter. Be that headhunter and do that for people. I think you do a marvelous job just by listening to them, what they're looking at, or even real estate. Even though I know you absolutely despise sales, but other than you despising sales, you would listen to the people, and by the time you took them to the second home, you'd sell a darn thing. So that's a way that you can make some very good income if you can get around that hating sales kind of thing. Otherwise, I would be a headhunter. I think you do a fantastic job.
Karen Wetzbarger, will I get proposed to this year?
Well, you know, there's only a few days left of this year, so no, I don't think it'll happen around Christmas or the New Year's, but I don't think it's too far off. I think it might be 3-4 months. I think just nervous and everything else, so a few weeks, couple months, you know, nothing in comparison to a lifetime. Hang in there.
Cheryl Walker Burke, will I be able to purchase a home?
Yes, you will.
Susie Steves, hello Chris, I don't expect my question to be answered by you, but I'm willing to take the chance. I recently found a new love and I'm wondering if this will be long term. Thank you.
Yes, I would please, for goodness gracious sakes, allow yourself to trust him until he gives you a reason not to, because I don't think that that's going to be coming. but you really don't trust anybody. And rather you realize it not in an incognito way, which you think you're incognito, but you're really not. You ask the same question a lot of different ways just to test and see if you're getting the same answer, and that's going to be very wearing with this particular individual. So please, don't do that. Trust give it to God. Be happy, be positive. This is a great situation. So how about that? I answered your question. See?
Aaron Brindus. What's going on with my friend that has been getting really dizzy?
Well, I'm definitely not a doctor, but I think it's the inner ear. And I think it would be the left ear. So this looks like it could be a part of Meniere's. It looks like the canals to the ears combined with allergies have narrowed even from birth. And he might want to this individual might want to go to the doctors and ask them about Allegra as a prescription. But run everything by your doctor. I'm not a doctor, I'm a psychic. And then take that with over-the-counter Meglazine. Run that by your doctor even though it's over-the-counter. And then this should be able to, when this kind of dizziness comes on, it should clear it up within about 5, maybe 10 minutes or so. So see what the doctors say about that. See if you can go that route.
Let's pull up another live one here.
I like all those things going on.
Christine Hoffman, I desire to buy a home in the near future. Is that possible? Thanks.
Yeah, it is. It's just going to be like endless paperwork. It's going to seem like, and they're going to nitpick at everything. Just do it gracefully, get through it, get the home, because you will definitely get the house. But it'll just seem like you're going to be able to close, and then another thing pops up that they want, and then another thing pops up, and then they want all this all over again. You gave it to them before. Don't lose your mind with it. If you do, you'll find your mind again. No, just kidding. It'll happen. But you're going to just be inundated because they're just going to nitpick everything.
Sarah Margaret Fry. Chris, thank you so much for being such a light.
Thank you.
Your mother Sylvia inspires me daily. Could you tell me what career I should be focusing on and putting my focus into?
I would say a bit of writing, because there's, a bit of a motivational speaker within you. And also, I believe children's books. I think that would do well for you. I don't think you'll just want to do that. And most people nowadays don't just do one career. In today's economy, businesses don't stay around for 35 years where you get a retirement. So most people do 2 or 3 things. Certainly my mother did. Certainly I have a couple different careers. So the bottom line here is go in that direction for yourself is just great. I believe that you're very, very smart and people like you. Any type of public speaking would be good for you. I know you buckle. Listen, nobody buckles more than I buckle when I got to get on stage. Oh my goodness gracious, I can't sleep the night before. I'm throwing up the whole night before. I must get on that stage look like a raccoon. But once I get on that stage and I'm doing the work, then I'm perfectly fine. It's just getting up there to do it. Oh my gosh, do we go through a big deal? They all just want to leave or quit or anything, all that, because I'm just a mess before I get on stage. So you won't be as bad as me, and hopefully that will get better with time, but you'll be fine.
Elva Ordana Compton. Will Manny move in with me?
Yeah, but, you're clean, and this individual's messy. So right there, it's a lot of work. I mean, it's a lot of work, because you're borderline right the OCD kind of thing. But that's fine. It'll work, but you're going to have to get some guidelines. You're going to have to get some understanding. Otherwise, you're just going to feel like you're just picking up everything all the time.
Santi Mittag Edie. Hi, Chris. 2010 had 3 heart attacks and a triple bypass at 43, and was just wondering, will it be a good move to go back to work in road construction driving rock truck again?
Well, I mean, I know as stubborn as you are, you can handle it. The one thing I don't like is all of that you're ingesting from the rocks and they crumble and all that dust and all that soot and that kind of thing. I mean, you could do it, but I don't think you'll be comfortable doing it. I don't think that you'll lessen your life. It's just that, if you're not breathing well, it's not the right thing. So maybe you could drive a truck, just carry something else that doesn't have that type of dust and everything else that you're going through and dirt roads and that kind of thing, because that's where I really want to keep you out of, is that all that inhaling through your lungs.
Tracy Zimmer. Hi, Chris. My daughter has been out of control for the past few years. Will she ever find her way?
Unfortunately, she likes her lifestyle, so I'm very sorry, because there's certainly a significant chemical imbalance here, and I wish that she would listen to the family and friends, because everyone's trying to help, and she's just not doing anything to help herself. So she has to admit what the issue is and get herself taken care of, but I just don't feel she wants that. I think she just likes riding by the seat of her pants. And I know that this worries you endlessly, and my heart goes out to you on this. She does have a long lifespan. It's just her ideas and wishes and things are just so unorthodox due to this chemical imbalance. But I don't think she's going to check the chemical imbalance to kind of fix the chemical imbalance. So if that doesn't occur, this kind of keeps playing over and over again. So you've got to do what you can do to pull yourself away from that and have support. And we'll all pray for her, but it doesn't look like she wants to change her ways. I'm sorry.
Donna Scott Austin. Hello, Chris. Always loved reading here. Can you tell me if my marriage will ever be fixed, or if I should go ahead and let it go? Thank you and God bless.
Well, I mean, you should let it go, but you've been saying that forever. So you'll be saying it next year and the following year, and you're still going to be in this marriage. So bottom line, I think you're just going to kind of stay put. I mean, you can get hobbies, friends, do different things. But I think for some, I can't read anybody's mind. You have this big, huge fear about being poverty-stricken, being broke, not having anything like a roof over your head and all those kind of stuff. Even though you won't be like that, your fear is there. And I think that keeps you staying. So you've got to work on that so you can get out of this. But you can call us in the next 2 years, you're still going to be in the marriage there, so I would maybe stop saying it.
Becca Pence Cap. Please help me, please. I've been fighting for my disability case for 7 years now. Will I ever win my disability case?
I don't think it's going to go well for you. I really, really don't. I mean, I know I would give it to you, but I'm not the judge, of course. And with today's global economy, unfortunately, the disability and things like that, there's just not a great deal of money out there. We all know that. So it's going to get more and more tough. I'm sorry. I hope I'm wrong. I wish it was another way, but I just don't see this coming through.
Margot Kelly Stewart. Looking for answers on my health, please, Chris. Have not been able to recover from an injury I had a few years ago. Can you help identify the reason my mobility is so limited?
I believe it has something to do with what's misfiring the signals from the brain into the coordination. So there is something misfiring. So I would go to a nerve specialist and see what they can come up with, because I think they're going to be able to, I don't want to say insert like a chip or something like this, but they'll be able to not shock it, but be able to do something to stimulate the nerves around it. And that might, through a few sessions, that will help you greatly with this lack of the time lapse of things. So I think that would be much improved, but I would go to certainly a nerve specialist. I think that's going to give you what you need to go in this direction.
Penny Turner Dykes. Will my sisters and I be able to get over the things that went on when my mom was passing, and all be able to be friends again?
I'm sorry, never. I just don't think anybody's going to forget anything, and anybody's going to, if you were to all get back together in the room before that evening, you would have something else that would come up and you'd be straying different directions. So if I was in your position, I'd say I love my siblings and the time I can spend with them. I'm very grateful to God and enjoy that time and realize, it's going to be like a hot potato. Hot. You're not going to be able to even I think the best psychic wouldn't be able to predict this because it's going to be so hot and cold. So just roll with the punches. Otherwise, the only alternative is you wish them well and you go your own direction.
Cheryl Reed, what is my spirit guide's name?
That would be Matthew, a male.
Ryan Howard, I guess I will just ask once more. If you don't get to me, that is okay. Still got lots of love for you and your mom. Such an inspiration.
Thanks.
I just wanted to know if I will have any children in my future, and if so, do you have a name for me?
Of the child, I wouldn't know that until you name the child, but yes, I do believe that you'll have a healthy baby boy. So congratulations. And I'm so happy I was able to get to your question.
Tiffany Altamirano. Hi, Chris. My cousin Julia is in the hospital with a very serious condition, and they can't find what the cause is. Is there something you can tell us to have the doctors look at?
Look around something to do as the spleen, because the spleen should show that it's really, really elevated, and then it starts dropping back down again. And then the white cell count goes up, and then it starts dropping back down again. And I think they have to look at this as being a type of a virus. And I think that that's why this has been so hard to detect, is because they're not looking for a virus. So I think it masks a lot of different things. So I think an autoimmune specialist looking for a virus, I think that will give us what we need to get so we can get this situation under control. And you may not ever know what this whole thing is. But the bottom line, the own immune system is coming back in, is kicking back in. That means this is getting better. So as we get better, but they may not know what to say, except for that you must have contracted the virus, this or that and the other. But bottom line is better is better.
Shailene Lass, should me and my family move to California this fall?
You should move to California tonight, as soon as you can. Why? Because you love California, and you won't be happier anywhere else but California. Of course, we can complain about the money and the expense and all that, but then we have the weather and all other kind of things. You guys are California bound. Or you don't need to ask me this question. You already know this.
Lori Petrie, can you give me direction for my career? I am a wannabe author, but not sure if I should focus on fiction, nonfiction, or which genre. Please advise, and thank you for your time.
Nonfiction would be the way to go, but I think you will start more so with like a documentary first, and I think that will be really instrumental, because the people that you're going to be meeting and getting in contact with over this next year, don't jump out of this. You really have a lot of talent, and you might want to start this voiceover stuff, or even going to places and reading different books to even either younger children or volunteering and things like this, because this is going to help you tremendously. Okay, it's going to allow you to go into a lot of stories and be able to brew a lot more information, and even tapping in within your own, past lives and things. So I think you got a lot there. Now, I don't know if any of you read my book or not, but I did a lot of it where I just talked into a tape machine, and then I handed the tapes in, and then it would come back as far as the paper back. So I know a lot of people have said I tried to write it to where it looked like you're having a conversation with me, and that's a lot on how I feel you write too. So you could easily use a tape machine as I did.
Romela Gonzalez, will my grandson be able to have his eczema cleared? He is 5 years old and has extreme eczema.
Well, he's going to have this his whole entire life. There's no way around it. He's got a great deal of it. The good news is, as he does get older, this really does tone down at least about 60% or so, that's good. But still at that, there's still a lot going on here. I know I have eczema. My son has eczema. It's very aggravating when it does break out, especially colder times of year. Of course, it can come more. But I don't think that this will control his life in any way or form. But I know the poor guy has so much of this right now, but it will get a lot better. And that will take a couple more years. But from that, it will be, patches, but he'll be able to have it controlled, of course, with a dermatologist and the right proper salve. And, then you got to watch what you're washing your clothes in, and, what kind of clothes you wear, all that kind of stuff. I mean, if I sit on the grass, I'll welt up. So I got to be really careful what I do, or what kind of clothes I wear.
Charlene Wills Perry, mine and my son's spirit guide's name.
Your spirit guide, I believe, goes by the name of Claudine. Your son's spirit guide is Stephen.
Mary Lee Smith, I would like to know why my husband is so tired all the time.
He doesn't do anything. I mean, if you're not doing anything and you're not really eating right, and you're kind of stressed out and aggravated on a lot of things. Your mind's going a mile a minute with an awful lot of worry, and sometimes we can be creatures of habit. So if we get him in the gym, when we get a proper nutritional diet, and we just get him motivated for either a vacation with you or something that he can look forward to, and kind of get the blood flowing again, hey, he's got good genetics. He's a neat person, a great guy. He's just kind of got, stuck in a rut here. So we just got to kind of help lift him out of it. That's all.
Leslie Ackerman Handley. Hi, Chris. Did we make the right choice on this move to Florida? And will my husband find a job or continue fighting with his illness?
Well, I think the fight is still ongoing, okay, but I think he's got a very good attitude to that, so that's good. And yes, I think he's gonna find work, but it's been a run for you. There's no doubt about it, and it's still going to be about 4 months out. So you'll be able to make it, on a wing and a prayer, but you'll make it. So hang in there, and 4 months it starts to turn around in a good shape for you.
Nikki Wise. My daughter had a miscarriage. Will she be able to have another baby?
Absolutely, yes. But she'll have 2 more children. Not twins as far as being together, but she'll have 2 more before she stops.
Natasha Joshua Wahai. What is causing my daughter and son's health problems?
I think they're just very susceptible to anything that they're inhaling and breathing. So that would mean any household cleaning supplies, any type of perfumes, colognes. So I'd have a full, complete battery of, those scratch kind of tests and things done, so you can get a bird's eye view of exactly what's going on and what you kind of have to veer away from for the next few years, because their immune system is still building, and just because they're allergic to something now doesn't mean the system won't change. They won't be allergic to it later. But right now it's just a lot going on with a lot of allergies to a lot of things.
We've had 5,000 comments so far during this broadcast, and that's the most we've had by far, so we thank you for being
with us. Thank you, guys. And we like all these things floating down there, too.
All righty, Deborah Williams. Those are emojis.
Emojis.
Deborah Williams. Hi, Chris. I would like to know if my family is ever going to stop all the fighting, and if we are ever going to stop having to live month to month, which is never enough.
Well, the money situation gets better, but the fighting is not going to stop. The only way the fighting is going to stop is if you disown them, truthfully. So you either kind of just put up your dukes and kind of have, try to get a positive outlook, saying that this is what your family does. My mother and I would fight too, though. Don't think we wouldn't. I mean, I'm 6'5". My mother was only like about 5'7", 5'8". My mother would get pissed off. She'd stand on a chair and swallow. This guy got in the middle of my mom and I one time, and he was screaming when he was stuck in the middle of us. But, my mom hit you, she'd hit you. It kind of looked like a hamster hitting you or something. I mean, I couldn't stop laughing about it, but boy, if she hit you and she broke a nail, would there be a whole different ballgame? Boy. So the family's going to fight. You know what? But you guys love each other. If something really bad happens, you guys all pull together. You guys just can't get along. Why? Because you guys can't. So that's just deal with it. I mean, I would make the best of it.
Carolina Rodriguez. Will I have any kids with my partner of 22 years?
No, I believe you'll adopt one, though.
Michelle Seaman. Hello, Chris. I've been inspired by your mom's book in the past, and they brought me some answers. I just battled breast cancer. I'm in the radiation stage. The doctors say the cancer is 100% gone. So can I relax now?
Yes, you can. You remind me of somebody that's very dear to my heart that worries the same way that you do. And I'm going to tell you the same thing I told her. You're, as far as I can see from a psychic's perspective, completely cancer-free. That would mean for the rest of your life.
Justin McNown. My ex and I just broke up, had been together for the last 3 years. Was mutual, but was it the right decision?
Yeah, because you guys do love each other, but you're not in love with each other. And it was almost comfortable, sort of, kind of. But you both are tired of it. But then when you can be alone, you can start looking at the good things and missing this and that and the other. If you just get outside, you'll meet somebody. Please, get outside. I think you'll meet them in a big congregation. It could be a church, it could be a school. So go to those places. Volunteer some time. You'll meet them. And then this will be something that you'll be able to be friends with time later on down the line. But I don't see you guys getting back together. And that's going to be okay, because you got another guy coming in that you'll be happy with.
Tricia Nosek. Hi, Chris. Thanks so much for doing these live events. I would like to know if I'm going to have a baby this coming year.
Yes, you are.
Sherry Stacy. Do I have any health issues I need to be concerned with? I know I will need to lose weight, but anything else?
Well, by you losing weight, that curbs the stress of your skeletal frame. It curbs the problem with the falling arches and the lower back, and it cures diabetes for you, so to speak. So by you following the rules, you dodge a lot of these health problems. So you're at the point in time right now to where you can make these changes and everything kind of fixes. You have the ability to do that. If you keep on this route with how you've been behaving and eating, next couple of years you'll be stuck and you'll have to just deal with those things. So I would just be strong and be smart like you're doing now and keep going with this, and I think you'll miss all these other things you don't have to go through. That's such great news.
Christy Hopkins, greeting Chris. Is our broker than broke situation going to improve with my working from home decision? We were close to losing our car next. Thank you in advance. Love you tons.
You know what? So if you lose the car, you get another car. I mean, it's not going to stop being real bad right now. I believe you got that to probably the end of February, which when it's real bad, the end of February seems like a long time. But look at these different ways that you get food and groceries, these kind of things that can help you with different issues. Call on the family, this and that. You get a little bit here, a little bit there to get you by. But after that, things will start doing well with your work, and you'll start making more money, and you'll be out of this. So just hang in there.
Lori Bassett. Will situating with my daughter become livable or continue to be irreconcilable, monetarily and emotionally?
She's not very nice. She's not ever very nice. Sorry, she's not going to be nice. So I don't know if you want to subject yourself to that. I've got a person in my family. I won't mention any names, okay? But I don't care if I ever speak with them ever again. I don't like anything to do with them. That's my choice. This is never going to be right. They're always going to have a problem. So if you want to be around them, realize it's negative and it's not going to get to you, and you love them and you're going to spend time with them, or you need to just disregard it and just go your own way.
Suzanne Andre. Career path suggestions on where to go from here. Thank you for this wonderful opportunity.
I would go something formed with travel. Okay, something that you can do that as, like these travel guides or things along this guidelines. I'd also get into, once you get some more money saved back, start some property flipping. That means you buy a house, you have someone come in and give it a little bit of cosmetic facelift, and then you put it back on the market, sell it, you make money. You'll do real well with that. You won't do very good with stocks and commodities, so stay out of stocks and commodities and make your money with the real estate, because you seem to do quite well with that. Even though you haven't had your chance, it's still coming, so that's a good thing. You got plenty of life left. Thanks for...
All right, let's pull up another live question. Amanda R. Cornell, will I meet my biological father?
I don't think so. I think not so much that I don't think that you can find them. I think that you yourself personally kind of loses the steam on that. I mean, myself included. I've never met my biological father. My mom gave me the telephone number many, many years ago. And it's a long story, but I just chose not to make the contact. And because I did, for whatever reason, I just didn't. And I think, well, my mom raised me. She was a good mom and dad. I don't feel like I missed anything. I think I turned out okay. So I don't think that this is going to happen, but I don't think it's partly a lot on you just not having the pursuing, kind of like I did.
Kim Taft, did my mom make it to heaven?
Yes, absolutely. About as quickly as you could blink your eyes. Because if she didn't, we'd all be hearing it.
The last question of the evening. Laura Linda, will my oldest son stay with his wife? Will he ever be successful, or will his life stay the same? I worry about him. He has lost focus on reality and being normal, so to speak. I just want him to have a good life.
He's normal. He just drifted back into the teen years for a little bit. He'll be okay. He's a light entity. No, he's not going to stay with her. That's a good thing, though. And yes, I do believe he's going to be more successful. Give him about 3 years to run the whole gamut with this. He's going to be just fine. But listen, thank you all so very, very much with all the nice things you said about my mom. And we really greatly do appreciate that. So sometimes the night can just draw out, when you're missing them, and you can go through those things and read those things, and they're ever so helpful. I hope I can only be as much help as you guys are to us as I am for you guys, of course. We like to keep doing this Facebook Live, so give us a thumbs up. I see all those little things down there that get to change their colors too.
There we go.
So keep giving the emojis. We like the emojis. But thank you so much. And for the other questions, we're trying to get to them. We're just inundated, but we're going to keep plugging along here, right, Jay?
Yeah. So just a couple things real quick. Chris is offering a special for the holidays for a reduced fee on his readings. Go to the Sylvia Browne Group Facebook page. You'll see the information about that. You can go to the Sylvia Browne website, sylviabrowne.com, or you can call us at the office, 408-379-7070. Be safe, and thank you for being a part of this.
Have a great evening.